episode of Lost in Austin. Today is a different type of day. Oh my goodness, people. So as I mentioned, we are in Dripping Springs, Texas. This is an area that I am completely unfamiliar with. So you may hear my GPS in the background. Let me see if I can aim it down at the road just a little better. Okay, I think that's a better view. So we're here in Dripping Springs, Texas, which is probably about maybe an hour's drive away from where I live. And I accepted a Sam's Club batch. It was a 3-batch order for $95. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, $95 is pretty much a one and done. Grab this order, do it, have the rest of your day free, and that will be that. So I grabbed the order. I get to Sam's Club and my spidey senses start tingling. The moment I shouldn't say the moment, maybe 10 minutes into the order, I started to say to myself, you may have bitten off more than you can chew on this order. Because if you do Instacart, you will, if you do probably any gig app, then you'll probably have those moments where you just know there's just something, there's an energy sometimes about an order. Some orders just have an aura. And this particular order had a heavy aura, So, against my better judgment, I'm going to try to aim you guys down some more. Against my better judgment, I decided to go through with it and say, okay, we're here. Let's just get through it. Let's just get it done. So I started shopping for the order, and this order was mega. I'm talking huge. I mean, I was literally playing like Jenga with the products, trying to get everything on this pallet because there was just so much going on. So eventually I was able to get pretty much everything that I wanted, or that the customers wanted, on the pallet. So I get there, so and that took me about maybe an hour and change, because again, this is a huge order, and then you have to do 3 separate checkouts for each order. I do apologize for the background noise, you guys, but I prefer to ride with my windows down instead of air conditioning on. But anyhow, I'll try to talk loud and project so I can make sure let me roll it up. Okay, I hope that's better. So you have to do 3 checkouts. So I check out all 3 orders. That takes time. Then you have to package them and try to figure out how you're going to fit all of this stuff into your car. So I managed to get all of these products into my car. And now I'm on my way. So I got everything. And in my mind, the hard part is over. We shopped. We got everything boxed up. We got it in the car. All we have to do at this point is just deliver. Cool. So get in my car. It's about maybe an hour's drive. I think I mentioned that before. So I drive. You know, I don't like to listen to music when I drive. I'm just sort of a thinker. I like to think and imagine and dream and, you know, all of that good stuff while I'm driving. So I'm driving along doing all of that. But I'm thinking to myself, damn, this is pretty far. So in spite of that, I continue on with this order because, again, I made a commitment. So this order was bad, you guys. This order was real bad, Michael Jackson. This order was the worst order in the history of Instacart orders, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if I can necessarily quantify that, but in my opinion, in my experience, you know, I was going to say something that was a little sadistic, so we're not going to say that. I suppose there are worse things that could happen to you on an Instacart order, but this was pretty bad. This was, you know, top 10. So I get to the very first customer's delivery, and she lives on, it's almost like a little ranch. You know, this is pretty remote. So I get there, and on the customer directions it says to text when you arrive. And so I text her and let her know that I was at the gate. While I'm texting her, I see one dog come out of her garage. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, one dog, she'll probably grab the dog, and that'll be that. As she walks towards the gate, I see another dog come out. As she gets closer to the gate, a 3rd dog comes out. And we're not talking about little, you know, teacup Yorkies. You know, these are, I have pictures, so I'm going to insert pictures so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what kind of dogs they were, but they were big to me. Some of you dog people out there may be able to identify the breed and may think, you know, okay, well, these dogs are not harmful, they're docile, they're not out to attack you. But listen, I'm not a dog person. I'm going to say it. I'm I'm going to say that for the record. And I know people out there who like dogs, who love dogs, think that everyone loves dogs. Now listen, I don't hate dogs. Like I'm not okay with cruelty to dogs or animals in general. But I'm an equal opportunity offender. I don't like dogs. I don't like cats. I don't like birds. I'm just not an animal person. It's not my thing. That was not built into my DNA. I'm just not a dog person. So she opens the gate and I drive in and I roll down my window and say, where did you want me to leave your order? And first of all, she points towards a table. And I think the table is in here. It's going to be in the pictures too, so you'll see the table. First of all, it's like this rickety picnic table with debris on top of the table. You want me to put all the stuff that you ordered on this table. First of all, if you want me to deliver it there, why don't you have it clean? Why don't you have it free of debris? I'm not here to move stuff. That's not my job. My job is to shop and to deliver. Okay? So there's all sorts of debris on there. And she's on the phone this entire time. I forgot to mention that. So the entire time I'm pulling in, she's on the phone. I'm on the phone. I'm working from home. The dogs are friendly. Friendly to who? And, how exactly are we gauging friendly? Because, I prefer for your dogs not to be friendly, in the sense that, I want a reclusive dog. I don't want a friendly dog, because a friendly dog is the type of dog who wants to come up and sniff you and jump on you and put its paws on you and lick you and all that stuff. And that type of stuff, it sends me to a place that I cannot describe. I don't like the wet noses touching me. I don't want to be licked. I don't want to be... Okay, sorry about that. My phone overheated, so I had to let it cool down, but I'm back. It's only been about maybe 2 minutes or so. I had to take my case off so it can cool off. We had to undress it. So, yeah, I don't like dogs. I'm not a dog person. I don't want your dog on me. I don't want to be sniffed by your dog. I want a clear line of demarcation between my space and your dog's space. And dogs are going to be dogs. Dogs don't respect space. Dogs don't believe in social distancing. Dogs are, in the customer's words, dogs are friendly. Dogs are gregarious. They want to come up and shake hands and get to know you. They want you to rub their bellies. That's not my jam. I'm not into that sort of thing. So I'm sitting in the car. She basically points to where she wants me to leave her order, and she leaves and goes inside of the house. So now it's just me and three unfamiliar dogs, 3 unfamiliar rogue dogs on the property, unsupervised. Why would you leave me, a complete and total stranger, who, and mind you, keep in mind, I'm telling this woman the entire time, listen, I'm afraid of dogs, I'm terrified of dogs, and she's telling me how friendly they are. Dog people. Dog people. I know that you love your dogs. I'm sure your dogs probably love you too. But can you please appreciate and respect the fact that not everyone is dog people? If you are going to ask delivery drivers, I don't give a damn if it's an Uber, if it's pizza, if it's Instacart, if it's a DoorDash, if you are having someone come to your property, put your dogs away, put your animals away. Cats are not hypersocial. Cats, for the most part, will mind their business. So I'm okay typically with cats because they don't like me and I don't like them. So, we're simpatico. We're on the same page. So, I'm there. 3 dogs basically circling my car. I don't know why I was so terrified I couldn't even think to pull out the camera and record when it was happening. But these 3 dogs are circling my car, and at one point, the one who is like super friendly, probably the alpha, he hops up on my window with his dirty, nasty, muddy paws and puts mud all on the side of my car, all on my window. Muddy dog paws all over my freshly washed car. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. I can wash it, and that'll be that. But it's beside the point. The point is, if I get out of the car, while he may not bite me, or eat me alive, I don't want him jumping up on me with dirty, muddy paws. Contain your dogs. Have a room for them to go into. Have a kennel of some sort where you can, corral them and keep them there while a delivery is taking place. That to me is just common courtesy and common sense. But no, not only did she not put the dogs away, she goes back inside of the house for like 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm sitting here inside of the car waiting like, okay, like, is she coming back? Is she gonna grab the dogs? Like, something has to happen here. So she comes out again and she's like, I say to her again, I say, I'm terrified, of the dogs. And she says, oh, they're friendly, I'll give them a snack. So she goes into this refrigerator that she has in her garage and she pulls out doggy treats. One of the dogs grabs the doggy treat and he runs off, and the other 2 dogs are still without a treat. So suddenly they see me and I become the treat. So I'm running to my car, get back in, close my door, and I sit there for a second, right? I'm sitting there, and as I'm sitting there, she comes back out, and this is like it's the second or third time. So she came out the first time to open the gate, the second time to give him a snack. So this is the third time she comes out. So she comes out the third time, and this time you can see she's agitated. Are you gonna get it out? Are you gonna, like I'm the problem? Like I'm the problem. Are you gonna get it out? And so I said, sure. So when I say sure, she goes back in the house again. When she does that, I put my car in reverse, baby. Listen, at this point, I don't have anything else left to get to this situation. I've told you multiple times that I am terrified of this dog. These dogs, plural. And for whatever reason, my angst, my anxiety, my fear, it's not registering for you. I don't know if you think I'm just saying it to be cutesy or, this is, just me, being playful. No, I'm scared of dogs. Get your dog. Okay, you guys, I'm back because my phone overheated for a second time. So let me turn the air on in here. See if we can keep it cool. All right, so we should be good. And I apologize if you guys are hearing my air conditioner, but it's either one or the other. So she goes back in. Goes back in the third time. I think I don't know where I left off. At that point, I just put my car in reverse, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not putting my safety in jeopardy. I don't have anything to prove. If Emily's groceries are not important to her, then damn it, it's not important to me either. Because if it was important, in my opinion, then you would simply take your dogs and put them away. At the very least, you would take your dogs, you would stay out there with your dogs and offer them commands. Sit, stay, no, down. Well, I don't know. However it works with dogs. Do something. You're not even there. I could be being mauled to death by these dogs. And you're inside on the phone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, it's too late. My face is gone. They chewed my entire face off. There was a news story about a year ago. I think a girl was hired to babysit some dogs, and she went into the house, and the dogs literally tore this young lady's face off. You know why? Because they didn't know her, and the owners probably thought that their dogs were friendly. They would never do that. I like my face. I want to keep it. I want to keep my face. Okay? I like my face. And so I'm not getting out and putting myself, my health, my well-being in jeopardy because you're too lazy to put your dogs away or because you're too indifferent to my fear. If you're indifferent to my fear, then I'm indifferent to your delivery. Indifferently indifferent. So I backed out, put the car in reverse, turned around, and I messaged Instacart and said, look, I'm not able to make this delivery. She's refusing to put her dogs away, and so it's a wrap. I'm not going back. And Instacart pretty much said, okay, cool. Just take everything back to the store, which again is a huge inconvenience for me. But when faced with the option of completing this delivery or taking the things back to the store, I'm going to choose the store every time. So there were 2 other deliveries that I had on this particular batch. So I go to delivery number 2. The lady's super sweet, super nice. Oh, you can just leave it here.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take the US 183 exit toward Research Boulevard.
So she's being super, super sweet. And I deliver her goods without incident. So now I'm on to the 3rd and final delivery. These people put their street name but no number. street name, but no number. This order sucked. It literally sucked. Excuse me. So now I'm on my way back to Sam's Club. Who knows what the line is going to look like for returns once I get here. So that could mean I'm standing in line for another 30-40 minutes trying to complete a return because you have to go to the membership desk.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take the US 183 exit toward Research Boulevard.
So I guess the moral of the story is sometimes the higher dollar values are not the best orders. They are not the best order in every instance. And this...
Use the right 2 lanes to take the US 183 exit, then keep left at the fork.
This was definitely one of those instances where I'm just like, man, I could have spent my time so much better.
Keep left at the fork.
So, let's see what this return process looks like. But
Continue for half a mile.
I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear my directions going off in the background, but anyhow, we're probably about maybe 8 minutes away from Sam's Club, so we're going to get this.
In half a mile, keep left to continue toward US 183 Highway North.
Get this delivered, and I don't know, I think I'm done for the day. I was about to say we'll see where the day takes us.
Keep left.
But I've already seen where the day took me, and I'm a firm believer in energy, and like this energy, this day has some bad juju.
Continue for 6 miles.
And so I'm not going to chance making a bad day worse by putting myself back out there. So I'm gonna complete this return, go home, do some work on my other businesses. I took the week off from work, so I don't have to work, fortunately. So that's the one positive. I get to go home and decompress. But yeah, so that's it. Comment below. Listen, if you are an Instacart driver or a gig driver, what have you, if you had an animal story, definitely I want to hear what your worst Instacart delivery story is in general, or specifically if it pertains to, you know, an encounter with an animal. So, I'll see you guys at Sam's Club.
Right now at 6 o'clock, we're learning disturbing new details about the attack by these dogs, which killed a Putnam County postal worker. The mail carrier has been identified as Pamela Rock of Melrose.
And she was on her Interlochen route when her truck broke down. Neighbors saw the dogs attack the woman and tried to rescue her. She was rushed to a Gainesville trauma center where she passed away last night. News4Jax reporter Ann Maxwell traveled to Putnam County Animal Control, where these dogs are set to be euthanized.
A remote rural road, a pack of aggressive dogs, and a mail truck broken down, all adding up to a tragic ending. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says these 5 bulldog mixes attacked 61-year-old mail carrier Pamela Rock here on Walker Drive in the Interlochen Estates area Sunday. Chief Deputy Colonel Joe Wells says the dog's owner was among the neighbors who rushed out to help. First responders applied 3 tourniquets, Wells says. The woman was then rushed to a hospital in Gainesville. Today, it was announced she had passed away at the hospital around 7:30 last night. Brothers Tyler Nielsen and Evan Russo say the dogs have been a nuisance for a while.
They're like a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, they'd tear each other up in the yard.
We walked over to the dog owner's property. It's surrounded by a fence.
They just hop it.
Yeah,
hop it or go underneath it.
They jump over the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll step on them logs right back there and just go straight over it.
Yep. They're out here all the time. Most of the time they're out here laying in the road.
According to the sheriff's office, deputies and animal control have responded to this neighborhood 4 times in the past 3 years. Colonel Wells says investigators believe at least some of those calls were in response to these dogs. Also on the scene today, OSHA and the U.S. Postal Service seen snapping photos.
It's tragic. It's sad.
Real sad.
For the family. And just not to see her ever again out here giving us our mail.
Nielsen says he warned his neighbor that his dogs were terrorizing the neighborhood.
But there's a justice system for a reason. He should be in trouble. He knew what they were doing.
Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
Right now at 6 o'clock, we're learning disturbing new details about the attack by these dogs, which killed a Putnam County postal worker. The mail carrier has been identified as Pamela Rock of Melrose.
And she was on her Interlochen route when her truck broke down. Neighbors saw the dogs attack the woman and tried to rescue her. She was rushed to a Gainesville trauma center where she passed away last night. News4Jax reporter Ann Maxwell traveled to Putnam County Animal Control where these dogs are set to be euthanized.
A remote rural road, a pack of aggressive dogs, and a mail truck broken down, all adding up to a tragic ending. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says these 5 bulldog mixes attacked 61-year-old mail carrier Pamela Rock here on Walker Drive in the Interlochen Estates area Sunday. Chief Deputy Colonel Joe Wells says the dog's owner was among the neighbors who rushed out to help. First responders applied 3 tourniquets, Wells says. The woman was then rushed to a hospital in Gainesville. Today, it was announced she had passed away at the hospital around 7:30 last night. Brothers Tyler Nielsen and Evan Russo say the dogs have been a nuisance for a while.
They're like a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, they'd tear each other up in the yard.
We walked over to the dog owner's property. It's surrounded by a fence.
They just hop it.
Yeah,
Hop it or go underneath it.
They jump over the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll step on them logs right back there and just go straight over it.
Yep. They're out here all the time. Most of the time they're out here laying in the road.
According to the sheriff's office, deputies and animal control have responded to this neighborhood 4 times in the past 3 years. Colonel Wells says investigators believe at least some of those calls were in response to these dogs. Also on the scene today, OSHA and the U.S. Postal Service seen snapping photos.
It's tragic. It's sad.
Real sad.
For the family. And just not to see her ever again out here giving us our mail.
Nielsen says he warned his neighbor that his dogs were terrorizing the neighborhood.
But there's a justice system for a reason. He should be in trouble. He knew what they were doing.
Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
The sheriff